She's sweet, she's kind, she's humble, she's very much like her voice artist. She's Minnie Mouse, the girl with a great fashion sense for bows and polka dots. Who is this person who embodies Minnie in her mind and soul as well as voice? Let's find out. Before we start, don't forget to check out our Discord, our coffee page, and like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, all the things. It really helps us out. Russi Taylor was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 1944.
I went to school with a bunch of nuns, wonderful, wonderful Ursuline nuns who were so kind and so tolerant and so good about any kind of imagination and artistic sensibilities that the children had. So I was never made to not do what I do. Just this Christmas, a friend of mine was visiting and asked my cousin if she had any idea that I would, ever do voiceover. She said, well, I can tell you that when we used to play together, she played all the characters and they were all different. So apparently I've been doing that for a while. I didn't even know it.
Russi was an incredibly private and humble person, which means not much is known about her before she started voice acting. If only we had a sweet story to tell about a beautiful past experience. Huh? What's this? When she was young, she had the opportunity to meet Walt Disney. It was nighttime, and we had just gotten off the Mark Twain boat ride, she recalls in a 2014 LA Times article. There was a man sitting on the bench. We went past him to get popcorn. Taylor, who was a big fan of Disney's TV series, knew the man sitting alone was Disney. But her mother didn't believe her. She said, honey, it couldn't be. So her mother walked over and asked him if he was Uncle Walt. He told her he was. My mother sat down and they started talking. Taylor quickly squished herself between her mother and Disney. The sweetest thing of all is at one point he said, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, I want to work for you. Huh. Disneyland, where dreams come true. They should really trademark that or something. Oh, I've got to be more careful. I could get a canker sore telling stories that sweet. It's at this point that her life gets a bit vague. Mysterious even. Like a spy. We won't confirm or deny. At some point, she moved to Europe and lived there for a number of years. But the reason why she was in Europe is unknown.
I came back to the United States in the mid or late 70s. I'm not even sure when I came back. I had been gone for about 8.5 years, and I was auditioning on camera, and honestly, I don't like on-camera work. I don't feel comfortable with it. And all of a sudden, I had this epiphany. I thought, I want to do what Mel Blanc does. That's what I want. And the weirdest thing was that right away I started working. It was like a miracle. It's like, the universe said, voiceover, that's a good idea. Let's make that happen.
She first began voicing characters for Toys R Us, mainly, and everyone's favorites, Baby G and Gigi.
Are you looking for a bicycle, tricycle, football?
Looking for a model kit, chess set, doll? Something for game time, playtime, fun time.
Well, stop your looking and start to shopping at the store that has them all. The world's biggest toy store is Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us.
Y'all begged for Baby G and Gigi, and you got it. She followed that up with a role on the Mary Tyler Moore Show as Ted and Georgette's baby in the final season of the show. The producers wanted demo tapes when they were auditioning for the voice part, but she was new in town and didn't have one. Her agent convinced them to let her come in to audition. I go in and one of the producers said, okay, let me hear it. And I asked, why is the baby crying? He said, what? And I explained that babies have different cries for different things. So he said, well, it's scared. I said, okay, and how old is the baby? What do you mean how old is the baby? It's a baby. I said, a newborn sounds different from older babies. I finally got all my information, and he looked at me like I was nuts. I started doing this cry, and from the other room, I heard these women. Oh, the baby's here. Let's go look at the baby. They come running into the room and said, where's the baby? I said, I'm over here. The producer leaned into his desk and said, can you be here tomorrow at 9? Folks, Russi knows baby noises are serious business. right? Bad example, I guess. Babies seem to be the connecting tie between most of Russi's gigs before her big break with Minnie. She played Pebbles on the Flintstones and Pac-Baby on the Pac-Man show. Her naturally high voice was a perfect fit for content aimed directly at girls as well. She was the original voice of Strawberry Shortcake.
I'm hungry. Aren't you? No. You don't want any lunch today? You have another appointment, you say?
As well as numerous voices in the original My Little Pony short, including Morning Glory and Rose Dust.
They need our help, Rose Dust. It's not our fight, Morning Glory.
And back to where she started, she played Birdie in the early McDonaldland commercials.
Oh, Ronald, I'll never learn how to fly.
We'll help you. You flap your wings while we toss you up and down.
So she flapped, and they tossed, but...
I'm still on the ground.
So, if you were wondering, yes, your childhood nostalgia just stems from Russi Taylor. But it was in 1984 when she voiced her first long-lasting role as Baby Gonzo in The Muppet Babies. And you know we're going to play that theme song.
Keep him quiet, or something awful is gonna happen to us. I just know it.
For this role, she used a very unique voice.
Okay, here's the trick. The trick is to keep the muscles in your neck and your throat relaxed. So I had to learn how to do that for DuckTales especially. But for Gonzo, because of the kind of grating sound like that, I used to make a mixture of milk and cola syrup. Just, sip it every once in a while to keep my throat from getting too dry from that scrapey sound. And we used to, honestly, we would do like 4 hours. When we first started Muppet Babies, we'd do 4 hours of dialogue. It just took 4 hours to do the show because we couldn't stop laughing. And that's the truth. And they had 4 hours. That was the contract, 4 hours for doing the show. And then we'd come in, we'd have lunch and then come in and do 2 hours of singing. And yeah, it took getting used to, and I did, and he was, anything that I had to do to keep him going was worth every minute of it. That was another fun cast. Oh my goodness, you have no idea. I've worked with the best in the business. I really, really have. And Barbara Billingsley, who played Nanny.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, she was so fun. Everybody goes, oh, she's so staid and so proper. And I would walk down the street with her, and you'd see people fixing their ties, just because Mommy's going down the street. Oh, she'd just look and smile. She was as wicked and funny as we were.
In the late 80s, Disney was looking to revive a certain mouse, and Russi's voice was perfect for the job.
Minnie hadn't spoken for a long, long time except by a man down at the park, the great Jack Wagner, and also Barnett Ritchie, who is the amazing woman who created Fantasmic. Barnett had done Minnie as well. But in general, she hadn't really been. In fact, when you did
Mickey's Christmas Carol,
they didn't know that Minnie could speak. That's why she doesn't speak in the show. They decided somewhere along the way, somewhere around about 85 or 86, with Totally Minnie to bring her back. And there were, oh my goodness, there must have been about 160 people who auditioned for her. And I got lucky. I prepped by listening to the 30s and 40s Minnie and tried to find a combination of the two, because there was just a little slight difference. And I tried to find a blend, which I seem to have done. And I just had a grand old time. But then they wanted to know if I could improvise as Minnie, because I guess it's, are you really her? And if you can improvise and so on. And I remember just, rolling my eyes for a second and thinking, I'll do the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. And I did, and cracked up everybody. Everybody laughed really hard. It's like, let's see.
Oh, thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form. Fain, deny what I have spoke. But farewell compliment. Well, of course thou dost.
Russi's first performance as Minnie was for DTV Doggone Valentine, followed by Minnie's debut TV special, which threw her back into the spotlight, Totally Minnie. Not to be confused with Totally Spies. Although Spy Minnie would be awesome.
Oh, you want to be hip?
Minnie!
Oh, well. So much for special effects.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. A nobody like me, I actually get to meet Minnie Mouse.
Relax. I used to think I was a nobody, too.
Not only was this Disney opportunity lucky for her career, but it was also lucky for her personal life when she met Wayne Allwine, the voice actor for Mickey at the time.
We,
You know, I'll interrupt you.
I know, I just thought I'd give you an opening there. We were working on a project with Bill Farmer, something that we had hoped to do for Radio Disney. And anyway, she noticed one night that I wasn't going home. And I noticed that she wasn't going home. And we just went out to eat to talk about the project we were actually writing. And I got to know her better.
It was just a total friendship. The next thing you knew, we were just sort of like always together. And
Yeah,
then-
we're together all the time. We're just a couple.
Happy anniversary, Minnie.
You're so romantic.
I have to tell you, Minnie is my favorite character of all the characters I do, but that's mostly because of Wayne, you know. And, well, no, it's not mostly because of Wayne. A lot of that is because of Wayne. I love Minnie so much. She's such a wonderful, wonderful character. But Wayne and I used to have so much fun together, you know. So, you know, that's a beautiful memory for me.
Russi performed Minnie for 32 years, longer than anyone who voiced the character before her. She performed Minnie in every park appearance, in every television show, in every product, and in every movie, including the best movie of all time, Roger Rabbit, for which she performed both Minnie and the Hummingbirds.
Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
And part of the joy of it was, you know, nowadays we do our recordings separately, alone in a booth, and happily, because I know Billy and Tony and Wayne and the way Wayne sounded, I know how we work, and I have our timing so completely in my head, I can react to whatever is going on in the script as though they were in the room. But back then, we were all in the room, and I have to tell you, there were many, many times when we had to just stop the show because we were laughing too hard. And I was the worst of them. It's the truth. It's actual. Racers.
Roadster racers, I think.
You know, the same directors and writers who did Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
Mm-hmm.
What a bunch. Oh, my God, we have fun. Fabulous directors, fabulous writing, fabulous fun, great producing, caring about every aspect of the characters. It's just wonderful. As I said, I'm the luckiest person I know.
There's an approval factor from the characters to the public. The characters aren't judging you, and they never will. They're just going to love you. And I think that's the kind of thing that people want, and it keeps people coming back for more. It's love, you know. People want love, and if there's something out there that will just simply give it to you without any judgment factor, they'll love you for it.
At the same time as landing Minnie as a permanent character, she also was cast as Huey, Dewey, and Louie, first in Sport Goofy and Soccer Mania, followed by DuckTales. And you know we're gonna play that theme song. Hit it!
DuckTales, woo! Tales of daring, do bad and good. DuckTales, woo! Not ponytails or counting tails, no DuckTales, woo!
Not only did Russi provide the voices for the nephews, but she also voiced the sweet Webby, giving all 4 ducks unique voices. She also performed all 4 ducks at the same time, proving Russi's immense talent.
Because of saving time, I used to do them in real time, and it was so much fun. And the only thing with the nephews is sometimes I do the wrong duck.
Okay.
You know, sometimes instead of doing I'm supposed to be doing Dewey, but then out comes Dewey, and then, no, he's up here, and sometimes I get the wrong duck depending on what's on the page, but mostly I know which one goes where.
Right.
I used to mark my scripts in color.
Okay.
That was. I mean, you said you were doing it all in real time. So does that mean you didn't do all of Huey's lines and then all of Dewey's? So if they were the three of them having a conversation, you would just go back and forth in real time?
Yeah.
Our chance to see real dinosaurs, and we're stuck here. Let's go anyway. But Uncle Scrooge said, he'll change his mind once we're there. Let's hide in here. I want to go too. No, you can't, Winnie darling. How come? It's too dangerous, Lassie. But no, and that's my final word.
Outside of Disney, because we have to include it, Russi performed Martin and the twins Sherry and Terry in The Simpsons.
More friends! More allies! More, I say! Hang those who talk of less! There's a few inches over here! Ho! My precious pool and its lifestyle accoutrements! No!
She performed Phantasma in Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, Penny Tompkins in The Critic, the Cat in Babe, and Fernando in Jakers, The Adventures of Piggly-Winks.
Oh, I love potatoes, especially when my dad mixes them with cabbage and cream.
As she's aged, and the work for Minnie has become more and more of a full-time job, she's done less work outside of Disney. Other than recent roles as Minnie like in Roadster Races and Mickey Mouse, she most recently performed rotisserie in Two More Eggs, Mbuni and Muhanga in The Lion Guard, and Fauna and Winifred in Sophia the First, and of course young Donald in the DuckTales reboot, because who else would have the gall to do that?
Money hands and money feet, made of money, my rich Uncle Scrooge. Still, please take us.
Russi Taylor's dedication to Minnie is almost beyond belief. She's an amazing actress, with an impressive vocal range and discipline. Her love for the craft is inspirational, and her love for her husband is adorable. It's like cookies and milk, like peanut butter and jelly, like Mickey and Minnie.
When you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are. Anything that your heart desires, it'll come to you. That's for sure.
My whole purpose in life is to die when I'm 108 years old in front of a microphone, and my last words will be, "Oh, that was fun."
I love it.
Thank you to these people for supporting us on Patreon and Ko-fi. And if you want to make sure this channel sticks around, you can check out our Ko-fi link in the description. Every bit helps. Thank you for watching this episode of Discographies. Click the thumbs up button below if you liked it. And if you want to be notified when the next episode comes out, consider subscribing and hitting the bell. Comment below with characters you would like to see us cover. Further reading and references are linked below. We hope to see you in another Discography.